Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Moncio. I come to say hello, wish you a good day. I wanted to discuss a few ideas. The first one is that the life on the earth, the physical plane, the life that we know as human beings, that's all we know much about life. We see nature and we don't know even what's going on in the depths of the ocean, but we see what's going on the planet. And sometimes we elevate it into the exaltation of joy. And then sometimes we're completely in the depths of despair when we lose faith in ourselves to understand that once we're a unified field, we understand that everything is part of God, and God is the sponsor of all experiences on the planet. So God is the energy that elevates us into the joy, but it's also the energy that brings us down into the darkness. So it's about understanding how things work, to find a balance between the action and the non-action. What is still will remain still. What is in action will continue in action. But action without control leads to chaos. So what we seek is to return from chaos into order. The return to Ithac. There is this wonderful book, one of the most important book ever written. It's called Odysseus by Homer. It's the poet, was like Ulysses after the disaster of the War of Troy, was trying to return to his home, his kingdom, his family, and in Ithac, and to return this order towards the good life. It takes him eight years, and he goes through many adventures. It is a wonderful book. I recommend it. So what we need to do is to stop the pendulum of duality and to access the vertical access, and you can stop it in others as well. So they have a chance to feel this reality. For life, what we know here on the physical plane, it's all about interpersonal reality, more than situation and form and all that. It's always between people. So once you interact in society, you want to be conscious of the whole, conscious of your connection to the source, that everything is one and whole. Yet we have to deal with the people that you're dealing with and their psychology, the level of consciousness. So for the whole possess all. From it's like obvious, but there is from the darkest to the lightest, from every experience. Just when you look at the life of human beings, there is so much difference between those who live in the palace and those who live in the ghettos and everything in between. And then there is this, that's on the earth level, but there is celestial palaces and castles in the heaven. So eventually our consciousness evolves, so we can elevate ourselves, and understand, depending on where we are in terms of our consciousness, determine our experience. For we can imagine that all the incalculable number of beings that may be chanced to be on the most holy sphere of paradise, which is the most internal sphere of paradise that surrounds the deities, have a very different experience of reality than we have here in the physical plane. But eventually, maybe we'll chance to be there one day, to go there. Oh, I forgot to discuss that. I will maybe in the next video. So it's very also understanding that every thought that is expressed, every consciousness that is expressed, is expressed. So it's like we have to become very conscious of what we do, because we're always selling something. In some sense, we're always selling our thoughts, our ideas, our story, or whatever, and we seek to find other people that we can share with and grow with and co-create with. In any shows, whether it's like on personal level or on the screens or whatever, there is high frequency and low frequency. Lower frequency beings will be more attracted to lower frequency shows, or higher frequency. But so it is important to be very discerning. For within the whole there is all things, but within the whole there is banquet of life. We have to choose very carefully what we select as experience, for the whole is more than the sum of its part. There was Aristotle that was saying that. I'm not Aristotician, but he was right there. And so God, the whole, is more than all his creature combined. Yet, and within the whole, we have to. Sometimes we need to cut people out of our life because it's no longer acceptable to allow ourselves to. We will learn what we needed to learn from lower relationship. We're also becoming aware. I'm becoming aware myself right now. Maybe, hopefully, you do too. Is all the forces of the subconscious. It means subconscious action, subconscious thoughts. It's like impulse of desire that are executed without thought. It means we don't. It's not something we want to do. That it is something that comes automatically. It comes from habit. It comes from rhythm within. And so, as we become aware of the subconscious energy, we are able to pass the waves. And to change things, to disengage, and to decipher between those craving and the deep desire that come from the soul. And so So also wanted to talk about the idea that the ascended masters are needed on other planets. So they do want to accelerate the process for the Earth so that new waves of ascended master will be able to replace them, and they will be free for this process of enlightenment and Earth ascension, the return to this collective where the Earth as a living being will be connected consciously to all the other planets. For this, still they affect us on the astrology or whatever, but we're going to be returning to this consciousness of cosmic consciousness. It's been going on for 26,000 years, and it's coming to a close. All the galactic force are ready to go, and they're waiting the green light from the Creator to enter into the sky. Then it will be no. But all the deep state, the dark forces have been planning this ET invasion for a very long time. But that will not be allowed. They know, they've been told that if they try that to make people afraid of extraterrestrial, that will force an intervention of the galactic right away, so that they will probably avoid it. We are moving closer to the 0 point. The 0 point is when the past, present, and future are merging. Humanity will be led there in about 200 years, and it's going to take a number of generations before all of humanity has transmuted all their karma. But as the first and second wave, we are here to experience that now, or in this lifetime. Love is the nature of the soul. Free will was given so that we can choose love. Love means respect and being kind. Love means finding inner peace. Love means having gratitude and appreciation. Love means loving yourself and others. For a very long time, it is my fault, but I ended up in a problematic situation of life because I put the needs of others before my own, and now it's like I'm working to change that. But go with whatever feels best. It's like a banquet. When you have a banquet, you have just a number of choice of experiences which you may choose. And in the banquet of life, there is so much different kind. And some people will nourish themselves from different kind of experiences than you may choose or somebody else. And whatever other people choose as their experience will not spit into your place if you don't let it. And your experiences can be whole as what your experiences is, and respect of the other's experiences without having to. But sometimes if there is an unhealthy relationship, it is better to put an end to it. When we achieve this state of neutrality, contemplative, there is no more attachment, and we are able to see the program unfolding. For within the whole, there is the good, the bad, and the ugly as well. So it is important to make the choice of joy, and sometimes we're in the depths of despair. I mean, we are losing faith in ourselves. Sometimes I woke up yesterday with like this nightmare, and it took me a few hours just to get back on my field of energy, and at the end, you realize the service to life is really what's best. It's what brings you the most joy. Yet there is all kinds of other forms of pleasure and joy that we can harvest here, we can experience. For life is a drama, that's comical dramatic show. It's like sometimes it's dramatic and sometimes it's humoristic. It's funny, or there is everything in life. Life provides for that right range of experience. At the end, it's always a tragedy. And as long as we do not know that we are eternal beings, it ends in death as mortal beings. But in truth, death is only the beginning of a new adventure. Once we complete that process, I realize I'm really not afraid of death, which is nice. And like sometimes I even wish that I feel liberated from my physical body. I feel like this microcosm, this holographic body that exists within this greater hologram is really the only thing that's preventing me from full consciousness. So I'm working on it. And to return from exile. I've been exiled from my life. What we seek is to make the impossible possible. So it's like what's coming is not so much a judgment, but we're coming to a time where everybody's going to be held accountable for their action. So those who have really, really deep karma will not be able to stay. They're going to have to transmit their karma somewhere else. And we do not want to ask too much from the universe. We want to ask what we need, but then we need to integrate it, because if we ask, and receive, it will take a long time to integrate. So just going one step at a time. It's better to make small step. Understanding also that ascension already happened. There is already this fifth dimensional frequency. The solar disk have been placed, and the fifth dimensional Earth is already there. We just need to tune in more and more. And so Also, the fact when you look at the Earth stage that they are light agents that are infiltrated for the government, the corporation, the government agency. They're just waiting for their time to be called. And so, let's see, did I? Was that where? Yeah, we're gonna. So I recommend this book. It's called Odysseus, which is the return to Ithaca. It's like return to order. It's very symbolic. Homer may be the most important of all authors because he started all the process of. He was the very base from all philosophical, all the philosophy of the Greek philosophers, which started the consciousness of the Occidental consciousness was very derived from that, which is true, good, and beautiful. Plato was like the base of Christian beliefs as well, which a lot of it is consonant, as well as the Buddhist. A lot of Buddhist monks came to Greece at this time, 4th century BC, and you can see that there is certain Buddhist influence in Plato's work. Well, thank you very much for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I wanted to come and say hello. I received some very surprising revelation and development on a personal level, on a professional level, very surprising. On professional, I cannot talk about professional. It's like I have to be discreet, and it's good to be to trust the people that are discreet. If you trust people that are indiscreet, you're gonna realize that it doesn't work. So it's like it's important to be discreet. And on a personal level, it's very complex and my conscious mind cannot figure it out. I'm going to see day by day how it unfolds. And so, and soon I'm going to be able to take music a lot more seriously. For now, it is just a vocal exercise, I call it. So I'm going to sing a song to finish, and I thank you very much. It's an old song. I haven't really rehearsed it, but I'm going to go for it. It's somebody who's consumed by love. It's called Fever. Da-dum, da-dum. Never know how much I love you. Never know how much I care. When you put your arms around me, you give me fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever. When you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Sunlight lit up the daytime, moons light up the night. I light up when you call my name, and I know I'm gonna treat you right. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody got the fever. That's something we all know. Fever isn't such a new thing. Fever started long ago. Romeo and Juliet, she felt the same. When he puts his arm around her, he said, Julie, baby, you're my flame, thou give us fever. When you kiss us, fever when thy flaming youth. Fever, I'm a fire. Fever, yeah, I burn forsooth. Captain Smith and Pocahontas had a very mad affair. When her daddy tried to kill him, she said, Daddy, don't you dare. He gives me fever with his kisses, fever when he holds me tight. Fever, I'm his missus. Daddy, won't you treat him right? Now you've listened to my story. Here's the point that I have made. Chicks were born to give you fever, be in Fahrenheit or centigrade. They gave you fever when you kiss them, fever if you live to learn. Fever till it sizzle. What a lonely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. What a lovely way to burn. Well, I'm going to finish with pulling some cards. Did I pull some cards? I'm going to pull some cards. A great deal of shifting that is going on. Huh? The the observer of the day, the observer doesn't interfere; just observe. Huh? The observer is called nothing is better than your home. It's about imagining being the best environment possible, or imagine it, continue to cultivate the sense of well-being, the sense of home, the sense of the highest wisdom is co-creation, understanding everything you think, everything you say, everything you do, you're co-creating with the universe. What we need to understand is is all that shines is about the superficiality of the surface and the depths of the reality. For all that shines is like a mirror. It is something that is external, and there is all the mask. So we want to drop the mask of the ego as much as possible and appreciate all those new things, this prosperity that is coming to us. What we need to do is into the sea. We need to return to the great source, to go with the flow, to let go of the resistance, to allow life to lead us. And the outcome is deep knowledge. We're going to be able to merge our consciousness with that of the cosmic higher, our cosmic higher self. So there's going to be a lot of information that will come. Just do your meditation, be sensitive to whatever life reflects you. Be sensitive on the inner planes from inside. Be sensitive to your dreams. Be sensitive to your own point of consciousness. To know there is a consciousness that is around your consciousness, that is supervising all the processes, and understand the test, pass the test with greater ease, and very soon we're going to be completely free of the subconscious. Well, from the angel, the highest perspective, the observer is authenticity. We are being tested for our authenticity, to sign on self, be true. What we need, the highest wisdom, is humility, to stay humble, to stay simple, to stay spiritual. What we need to understand is well-being, continue to cultivate this sense of well-being. What we need to do is overcoming hesitations. When there is no more hesitation, then everything flows. So it's okay to hesitate, but not too long. And the outcome will be rest. We're going to be able to rest, to relax, to enjoy. There's going to be a great great vacation that is coming. And as we overcome the hesitation, we find patience. It's not to allow the delays, it's a mastery in patience. This whole super universe is based on the philosophy that we have to wait to ascend, and while we wait, we ascend. It is a general philosophy that 100,000 universes, a trillion planets. It is a spiritual energy from paradise that is conducing the whole process of this whole super universe. To be patient, so it is very important, but. Eventually, we're merging into the 0 point. Past, present, and future are becoming one. So it's going to be quite exciting. The new level. I can't really talk about all the things that have been revealed, but it's going to be very exciting. And I'll be looking forward to meeting you when I open my spaces. We're going to probably start in Paris, but then we'll probably expand around the world. It is a global project of renaissance that we are looking into introducing. And for it is all about selling this freedom, the ability, the idea of listening to our own heart and follow the wisdom that comes from the heart to other people, so they can join in this movement of unity consciousness. But it's not conditioned by what we're trying to impose for them. It's conditioned upon their willingness to accept the higher guidance and to be submissive to the voice of love, wisdom, and peace within, and to allow to be observer of all the chaos. We're returning to attack. We're returning to after all this time. We need to return to the divine order. Well, thank you very much. I hope this was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.